what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mix It Up podcast. I am Mike. That is Nick.
Hi.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, Nick has something going on in the background. The old TV show we used to do, and it's it's just it's ridiculous.
This is the whole episode, I guess. It's just gonna play.
The whole episode is just gonna play of us. What was this show called?
Hard news.
HARD. Hard News.
Yeah.
That was the best. Go on our website, check it out. The videos are still up there on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
That was fun. Fun days.
Nice.
We had a
Yeah.
fun day yesterday.
We did. Yeah.
If you just see me start giggling, it's because I'm watching Nick's background. Yesterday was our first softball game,
Yep.
and me and you have officially become Bash Brothers because we just hit the shit out of the ball. Nick, fucking, you start off the game hot. You just fucking cracked one
Yeah.
deep, deep over this fucking dude's head.
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
ball was the ball was traveling like a motherfucker.
I don't want to hear any of that bullshit. It was a juice ball. This ain't fucking
Yeah.
Major League Baseball when everybody was on steroids.
Yeah.
Because I cracked one, and I haven't hit a ball like that in probably 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was hitting I hit a ball. It was one bounce to the fence, correct? On field
Probably.
one. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what people told me. On field one. Field one at White Plains is a deep shot. I think
Yeah.
it might have went out if we were on field two.
Maybe.
I hit that shit down the line, but I felt good. I told you before the game, positivity.
Yeah.
Positivity. You got to go up there, positive. And
Yep.
listen, we didn't get the win, but that's all right. We crushed bombs. What else? Who cares about the wins and losses right now?
Yeah. It felt like a moral victory because I don't know. For me personally, I was afraid that I wasn't even able to run all season because I've had this like pain in my groin leg or whatever. I felt so good yesterday. And then after the game, I think I felt better than I've ever felt after a softball game. I felt stiff this morning. Like
Me
I
too.
felt it,
Me too. Everybody
but
did. Everybody
yeah,
did. Jeff did. Kev
yeah,
did. Everybody's texting
yeah.
me.
And then as I was getting in and out of my car tonight, it was,
It was like
I felt
fuck,
it.
right?
I felt it. But but I was extremely happy because I was nervous. I got to be honest with you. I was freaking myself out. I was like, am I going to be able to run? And when I hurt myself, my first instinct, and it was December, I was like, am I going to be ready for softball?
That's the
And
first thing in your mind, yeah.
that's all I cared about was getting ready for softball. And then slowly, very slowly, I started getting better. And, it still comes and goes very slightly out of nowhere. But I was just really happy. I jogged for the first time last night warming up, and I was like, wow, I feel good. And then I sprinted and I was like, I feel
Yep.
great. And I was fucking ready for action. I was so excited.
Yep. I feel the same way. My foot that would took like 9 months to heal.
Yeah.
When I cracked that, fucking shot.
Yeah.
When I was going around first base, I heard you were like, "Yo, take it easy." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, you know what? You're right." Because if I try to push it, like I'm fucking going crazy. Like, what the fuck? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why am I fucking gonna hustle all the way home when I just fucking launched that shit like a fucking like Mark McGuire on juice?
Right. And it
But
was
yeah,
cold out. It
and
was
it was
cold.
cold.
You got to stay.
You
You
know,
got to take
it's
it
a long
easy.
year.
Yeah.
So, but I felt good. I felt good running. The foot's not all the way there, but it's good enough where I could like turn the bases. So I was actually happy about that. That was my
That's good.
first test. So and yeah, we passed, man. So
Yeah.
it's all about positivity. Do it when to crush it. Right before the game, I think I seeped that into your mind.
Yep.
I was thinking about that, and we'll get them next time. We'll get that W next time. We got a good team.
Listen, for for a team that doesn't have anybody, I don't think we have anybody under. Maybe we have one person under 40 nowadays, right? In all seriousness,
Yeah,
who? It's
yeah,
Chris.
right.
I think that kid. I think Chris is like under 40. I think he is. And
I
Farley
don't.
just turned 40. So like, I really don't think we have anybody. Maybe Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah,
So, and we're playing against the kids that beat us in the championship last year, who we almost beat, and
right.
they literally just finished college, and we almost beat them again. We lost 19-14 or 15, and
Okay,
those dudes hit a lot of balls over us yesterday,
they did.
and we would have beat them. We would have beat them, or at least came very close if we didn't drop so many balls yesterday.
There was a lot of errors,
A lot
me
of errors
included. I
yesterday.
had one. I think everybody had one.
Crazy, man.
You
But
know, it's one of those days.
and to keep it that close didn't even make sense because well, Chris hit like a madman. He hit 2 home runs yesterday,
Yeah,
right?
he did. He did. Yeah.
Um, and but other than that, I don't think like we had any huge like hits, right? Like I
Not
know
a
we
big crush and blow. No,
yeah, I don't know how many I knocked in with my run. I think I hit maybe two in with mine. I don't know, two or three
I didn't
in.
hit anybody, and I think it
No,
was like, yeah, I think it was like we led off the inning. I think you were out one, and then I came up and crushed it,
yeah.
dominated, and then I got hit, and somebody came. Oh, I don't know. I
Look at the
forgot what it
background. Look at the background, Mike.
was. That's ridiculous. Why? Yeah, I gotta watch the show again. This is ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
That's fucking crazy. If there's no context to it, you just see it, you're like, what the fuck are we doing? We're talking about that TV show again. But yeah, like I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Yeah.
We definitely had a wild like a couple days, you know?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you one more thing while we're still on softball though.
Yep.
I think that we love softball like a lot, right?
I
And
do.
I think that like the like being that I don't know for me, and I mean your foot too, like not the fear of missing out of it, but like the possibility, like oh shit, you might not be ready for it, like but then you're able to play it. You really, I don't think we cared if we won or lost yesterday, as long as we were out there on the field playing and having a good time with our friends. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. I know you want to win, you want to fucking dominate this year. Yes, we are going to win the championship, but the most important thing is just going out there and having a good time with your buds. You know, really.
That's yeah, it is. You
You
know,
know?
as you got older, like the more like you start
Yeah.
appreciating those times.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's definitely it's always a fun time because majority of the time, like if it wasn't friggin' -20 out,
Yeah.
apparently that's the number. If it wasn't that fucking cold, I think more people would have stayed out last night. But me and Pugs were actually the last two standing, and we're out to like about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the game was over for probably a good like 45, 50 minutes, you
Right.
know, but you could see people ducking out like they were like kind of shivering and shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. So one, you know, as people started leaving, then I'm like, all right, let's wrap it up and get home. But I'm sure
And
like in the future we'll be staying out way
oh yeah.
past bedtime.
And a shout out to your nephew Sean, who hit the longest shot we've ever seen in softball history yesterday.
It wasn't him. It
Yeah, it was.
wasn't
I
him.
talked to him. I talked to him.
You did?
I talked to him. I saw him in the outfield. I was like, Sean, did you hit that ball? He was like, yeah.
I don't I because I texted him and I was like, that was a bomb you hit. He's like, nah, that was the other kid. So I'm like, I don't know, Sean, I don't
Oh,
know what the hell he's talking about. So he could be, maybe he was just like saying to you, like, yeah, I hit everything or whatever. You know,
dude,
Roseanne
there's no
Barr,
other lefties on his. Oh, wait, no, they have the fucking
that big
cleanup
guy.
hitter.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
big guy.
Yeah, but he's not fast like that. That was your nephew running around those bases, man.
That's what I thought. But he's saying otherwise. Because I
I don't
texted him like to, to talk shit. And he's like, nah, that wasn't me. Roseanne Barr just screaming the dash. We had to spin and grabbing a junk. Yeah, what a great, I gotta watch. Yeah, I gotta watch this fucking episode,
know.
man. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, apparently I don't know. So I don't know. There's definitely some confusion in that because I wanted to talk shit to him, like, hey, I'm hitting home runs like you, little guy. You know, so we'll see when we play them.
Yep. But yeah, couple crazy days. Yeah, go ahead and get into what you were gonna say.
Oh, the segue into the, for those of you that listened to the podcast last week and we hit that psychic medium.
We
Uh,
did. We did.
and wow. All
Yeah.
I gotta say is like, wow.
Yep.
I go in there. Oh, I always like, I wouldn't get freaked out or nothing like that, doing this kind of thing because I always felt like I'm a spiritual person. I always felt presence around. You know what I mean? I always felt like there was more to life than this. I always had that feeling since I was like, I think probably since I was born. So that doesn't like nothing freaks me out. So I wasn't freaked out, but I was like, you know, the stuff she was talking about.
Yeah.
It was just wild. I mean, I'll go into detail because she started off going, talking about a friend, young guy like us that died, and didn't, you didn't have a chance to say goodbye or whatever. So I'm like, I don't, trying to think it. She can't be talking about Rob. I thought she might have been talking about Rob with the music I was listening to,
Hmm.
but turns out like I couldn't figure it out in the beginning. And then all of a sudden it clicked. I had a guy, people that listen to the podcast, friend of us, cousins of Marshmallow. Um, for the sake of the podcast, I'll just call him Nick, you know, because that kind of came up in the thing. She was kind of given like a nickname, and for people that know his full name. So back in like late '90s, yeah, he got into like the car accident, died or whatever, and it was very traumatic because he's in the prime of his life, like 21. We were like 18, 19 years old, and it sucks. You just think like we're all like, nothing can happen to us. We're all like immortal, you know what I mean? And then that kind of accident happens and it just like totally rocks your world. But, she kind of brought him up and, it clicked and she kept mentioning music. And then I was like, holy shit. Like, I used to go see Nick at the Wiz when he worked at the Wiz back in the day. And I used to go up there with like, hopefully the statute of limitations is over with. But I grabbed like 20 fucking CDs. It looked like a milk crate of CDs. And I brought it to the register. And Nick was like, $2, please. I'm like, yes, sir. Can I use credit or cash? So I paid my $2 and I walked out there. I still have like, I think I had like Alanis Morissette CD. It might
Mike, Mike, I'm at the studio right now, and guess what the fucking band is playing right now?
Alanis?
Yeah,
No way.
I swear to God, she's playing. It's not fair to remind me of the mess you left when you went away. That's the fucking
Wow.
song.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hold on. Let me put the microphone up. Hold on.
I kind of want to hear it, man.
You hear it?
Nah, I can't hear it.
Oh, let me crank it up louder. Hold on. Can't hear it?
Nah. Oh,
Yeah,
a little bit, but I believe you.
yeah.
In post, what I'll do, I'll edit like an Alanis Morissette song playing in the background. So that was a dead space. But during that time, I'm watching the show in the background, just fucking
I know.
hilarious. Yeah, this show is just hilarious. Yeah. So the psychic, mentioned him and mentioned a bunch of that, saying he was okay. And so that was definitely a surprise for sure.
Yeah.
And for me, she also mentioned somebody from Vietnam. Do you know anybody? I'm like, dude, I'm like 30. I don't know anybody in Vietnam. So then I realized it was like my uncle, who's not really my uncle, but just close family friend. He
Yeah.
was in Vietnam and he passed away not too long ago. So he was in there. So I'm like, how does this lady know? And I know a lot of people that's probably listening to are skeptical of this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they just
Right.
figure shit out. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you could believe, you could not believe. I just believe there's more to life than this garbage. If you want to be, you know, kind of like whack and not believe that stuff. You know what I mean? And just, that's so be it. I'm not making
You
fun
want
of
to
you.
be a herb.
Yeah,
If you want to be a herb.
if you want to be a herb, like mocking term of friends or enemies, you can be a herb. Hey Herb, you want to go to Burger King? Yeah, so be a fucking herb. So, but anyway, I'm not making fun of you. Would believe it, don't believe, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like for me, it was really cool to hear. And then of course, people that know me personally, knows my mom passed away, and she started mentioning like she was celebrating a birthday, and it just so happened to be my niece's birthday the day before, and she was talking about like things with my sister and everything else that just like there's just no way you kind of know. Like they had like a little mix up. She said she's seen a blank tombstone, and she said, "Was there a mix up with like the tombstone or something like that?" And I told her, I'm like, "No, she was cremated, and they had a mix up with the ashes for a brief second. Like I forgot exactly what the mix up was. Either they packed it somewhere else or couldn't find it. For something happened, but she knew." she told me something happened. Like that was a sign. Like nobody knows that besides my family.
Yeah.
And then, I told my brother about like our experience last night at the softball game. And you remember, like, my brother-in-law came in and you remember her asking if she did something with the ring. Apparently, my brother was like, I think she made a necklace out of it.
Oh my God.
And then she kept mentioning Long Island, and I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Her new boyfriend's from Long Island.
Oh my God.
So it's like, and then, my brother-in-law saying, like, telling her, like, he's really happy, wants to live a great life, loved her smile, loved her
Wow.
laugh. And so it was just like, it was really cool. It could be freaky, but if you believe, it's not freaky at all. It's more of like a comforting type
Yeah.
thing. Because then you just know, like, hey, this ain't all of it. You know what I mean? There's there's stuff to
Yeah.
look forward to in the afterlife and all that
Yeah.
nonsense. You know what I mean? She kept saying it's all love. So that
Yeah.
was like, I think that was my experiences with that. I don't think I missed anything, right?
No, you got to find out about Long Island if he's got a boat and he's into fishing too.
That's a good question. Yeah, she kept saying that. I
Yeah.
gotta ask my brother. I bet, now that I think about it, I think he did tell me a couple times he was about fishing and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah, yeah. I'll definitely confirm that for sure. But yeah, it's just like, see how it makes you like holy
Yeah.
mackerel. So I don't
Holy
know if you
mackerel.
want to go in detail about you.
Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people kind of came in quick with me, and I don't feel like you unless I missed anything. I feel like it was like little quick little shots here and there with me. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like they were
she
trying to
was
get
like,
in and get out, like beat the
yeah,
traffic or something. Like there
yeah,
was like a line for you or something.
yeah. Like like she was like, "Is anybody a hammer and nails?" And I was like, "Yeah, my grandfather." Uh, butterflies, like, and yes, these things could be generic and stuff like that, but it doesn't mean that you know not everybody's grandfather was like a builder or an architect. Or, I mean, not an architect, but like a carpenter. You know what I mean? And she did even say like, I don't want to sound cliche, but I mean, does anybody here when they see butterflies? Does it represent anybody? And my grandmother, we always say it. You know what I mean? Like if we see a butterfly, oh, Nanny's here. You know what I mean? And
And
then
you see
she,
coins. She mentioned coins, and
oh,
you
the
see
coins,
coins
yeah,
all over the place. I don't think you put that together right there.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
Darn it.
yeah. And I saw a coin that day before I left there, and I think I told you a penny, right?
Yeah.
And I had a dream the night before about a penny, a wheat penny from, it was 1929, and then another penny from 1936 or something. So on the way out of work, I stopped at the dumpster real quick to throw the garbage out, and I found an old penny, and I'm scraping at it, and it was 1925. So I was like, all right, whatever. So we went to see the medium, and then the next day I was like, maybe my grandmother was born in 1929. I don't know. Because and then so I looked at me and my brother, we wrote a book for my grandfather. Well, he wrote the book and like we published it and stuff like that. So I looked inside the book to see like when my grandfather was born, and he was born in 1925. So I was like, that's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, my grandmother, I guess she said that she was happy about the way I was saving money. So like she said she was seeing like just like little particular bundles of coins. And I have been saving, like I've just been doing this thing where every morning I'll wake up and transfer money from my checking account to my savings account just so it builds up. Like on January or any first, May 1st, I go $1.11 because like to follow them, like the powerful numbers.
Yeah.
May 2nd, $2.22. May 3rd, 3.33. So then by the time it's May 31st, it's $31.31. It adds up to about like $450 or so every month, right? So it compounds on top of each other.
Right.
So maybe that's what she was kind of talking about, that she was happy that I was doing that, just like little bundles here, and it adds up and stuff like that. Um, and she said that she saw somebody with his head under the hood of a like a muscle car
Muscle car.
at
Yeah.
like a restoration project. And my uncle Mike, who passed away a few years ago, he was my godfather. He worked on cars. He built muscle cars.
Yeah.
What else? I didn't realize this, but um my cousin Anthony passed away last year, and he was a bus driver. Remember what she kept saying?
Oh, they're the
And
yeah, who?
trains and stuff. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So I correlated it to my father because they worked together as bus drivers. But I didn't even think that it could have been him. But I told my mother the next day. She was like, "Oh, it's probably cousin Anthony."
Wow.
Um,
It's funny how you learn after the fact, right?
yeah,
You think it doesn't make sense. You think almost like she's bullshitting us,
yeah,
but then you realize, like, oh wait,
right,
she was right about it. So I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, I can't say it was like any bullshit at all.
yeah. And then so then she goes, Nick, do you have anybody that in like the pet in the spirit world that passed away with a similar name as Nick, but not your name? And it's saved, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, she was like, not, like Nick something or something Nick, and I was like, yeah, Dominic, my grandfather. She was like, yeah, and he kept pulling at a ring on and off, on and off, and I thought it was a divorce of my parents,
Yeah, yeah.
but I told my family that and
That's
they
his habit.
think they think it's something else. So when my grandmother and my grandfather were really young, they were in Manhattan, and they were walking by like like a theater, and somebody ran out, was running into it, knocked my grandmother over, right? Helped her up, and goes like this to my grandfather, gives him a handshake and says, "I'm sorry," and slips a ring off into his hand. Okay, it was
Really?
fucking Frank Sinatra,
That's
right?
crazy. What?
And he had his ring. He had a gold ring with onyx in it, with FS in it, right? So the details of the story go like this: we were supposed to keep the ring, obviously, but my uncle and my dad pawned it off like fucking schmuck, right? So my brother just has been just so pissed about it. But I told my brother and my sister both separately about the ring, and they were like, that's the Frank Sinatra ring he's talking about. Like putting it on.
Wow.
So I mean, it could be,
Wow.
you could see the story is either way, but I mean,
Yeah.
it could be easily that,
Yeah, of course. That I mean,
Yeah,
that's very telling now.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
it's wild, man.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Rob came through at some point, and we were, there was a lot of confusion at the beginning because she was just kind of throwing stuff at us.
Yeah,
But she did say like your friend had like stomach issues and he couldn't hold food down at the end. And I mean, that was Rob, right? I
yeah,
mean,
right.
so she just said like, he's okay now and all that stuff. So, I think all in all, pretty much pretty good amount of people came by to say hi. And like
Yeah,
then there was just like random cousins, it seemed like too. You know what I mean? She was like,
right.
Stephen? Yeah. And like, my cousin Teresa and Aunt Terry, like
You know
it
what
was
it
just
is?
all over the
It's probably
place.
because a lot of us, like a lot of family members, don't go to psychic mediums, so they never have a chance. So you'll
Yeah.
get the random cousins and uncles like, holy shit, like this fucking guy's gonna talk to us. Like, I gotta get in line, you
Right,
know?
right.
So they probably heard about it and they were like, yo, we gotta go. So yeah, it's definitely real cool though.
Yeah.
Definitely had a I really had a good experience with that, man. It was funny, like during the thing when we were sitting there, all of a sudden, like the heater came on, or the like
Yeah.
it just like I guess obviously it's a timer, so it goes on at a certain time. But once that shit came on, it almost freaked me out, bro. I almost looked at it like I was looking over. I'm like, yo, all right, Nick's all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, did he notice? Did he even notice that?
I
Or
noticed it. I
in my
noticed
head,
it.
I'm like, was that on the whole time?
Yeah.
So I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, I almost freaked.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. The next night, I have dreams like crazy, right? I didn't really have any dreams that I could really recall the next night. And like I woke up wiped, like mentally. I had
Yeah.
brain fog. I was like I was distraught almost the next day, like in a
Yeah.
bad spot. I don't know why. It wipes you out, that stuff though. It takes everything out of you.
It's like the energy
Yeah.
is just like kind of like drained from you because you're using it. I think we're using the energy to try to help facilitate this.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's all like we always talk about how it's all about like energy. The whole universe revolves around energy. I think we're
Mhm.
just like using it. I
Yeah.
wish I had her power, her psychic power. But then on the other hand, like I don't want to be like doing something and I got to deal with like these people. Like, hey, I got to talk to you. Like, you
Right.
know, I'm like
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this at bat right now. So pretty cool gift to have though.
It
Like, you
is.
know,
Yeah.
and yeah, definitely I would go back to her for sure
Yeah.
another time. She's pretty good.
She was really good. It's interesting. You don't want it to end, right? You're like, oh my God, an hour already. What?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it was an hour. Then she's
Yeah.
like, I'll give you another 15 minutes. I'm like, hell yeah. I was like, let's go.
Yeah. It was cool. It was definitely cool. Um, well,
Looking forward to see it again.
let's take a quick little commercial break and
A
let's
real
get back
break.
to some toppies.
A real break, or just go right into the topic?
Yeah, let's take a quick break because I'm gonna fill up my water bottle.
All right, we'll be right back on the Mix Up Podcast. A real break.
Do it when it crush it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Mix It Up Podcast. I'm Mike. That's Nick.
Well,
Nick, before we get into the other topics, I did show you a video of my dog spazzing out. I also sent it
yeah.
to Eugene. I didn't send it to Crazy or Malarza yet. I gotta, if they want to see it, I could show them. But it was kind of terrifying. It looked like Barkley, for for people that don't know. I got an English bulldog. He was dead asleep, and I moved my foot. He woke up, but he looked so disoriented, like he didn't know where he was. He was like freaking out. His eyes were like kind of like teary eyed. Then he was like sniffing all around, going back and forth. He tried jumping off the couch, but he just misjudged that. He jumped too far, crashed right into the fucking door. That's Spider Man, and and then he's like walking around the room for like a good 3 minutes. He's like, it looked like he was sleepwalking.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to I'm trying to do my research of like dog sleepwalking and night terrors or whatever. And and
By the way, I'm videotaping this and I'm sending it to G.
I'm watching this fucking video, fucking hilarious. And yeah, for those just watch the YouTube version of this episode, you'll see what I'm talking about. We're just gonna start cracking up in the middle of stories. But anyway, my dog was fucking freaking out. Um, I guess it's just a like a night terror. Eugene said like your dog should see an exorcist. I probably imagine I go to the Catholic church and I bring my dog down. I'm like, this motherfucker's crazy. Like you need to do something. Imagine
Yeah.
that should be like a comedy skit, bringing your dog to an exorcist. Just showing up like, all right, priest, like he needs this, and then
Right.
Barky's gonna be growling like, see how he's acting? Yeah, like a fucking dog because you got him tied up by the fucking paws and legs, and you're throwing holy water on him, and of course he's gonna growl at you. Maybe that'll be a comedy skit we could do in the future. But
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely worried me. So I'm changing his diet. What I'm doing now, I'm buying fucking the farmer's dog. That's that dog food that gets delivered to your house, fresh made.
Okay.
It's gonna cost me some fucking money, but I love the little bastard, so I'm gonna try anything because he was having like stomach issues with his poo, and it would start off like solid, but towards the tail end it would get really soft and watery.
Yeah.
So I gotta change his diet because I tried different other things. So hopefully this farmer's dog stuff works, and it's supposed to be really good for you. Just think about it. You know, dogs are eating that processed dog food just like us eating processed food. We got to learn from us. We
Yeah.
should be eating processed food, and you know what? Neither should our animals. I know people can be like, hey, it's just a dog, but do you want your dog to live like a longer life?
Right.
Maybe it's meant to be that I went this route. So I'm hoping that's the case because that's my outlook on life. I always just look at it that way.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, you got to spend the extra money on the pets to fucking to give them the best food. You just have to. I give Pastina the blue buffalo cat food or something. It's supposed to be pretty high quality.
That's what they
So
say. I
yeah,
always hear that.
she likes it. I mean, it's not that much money. I mean, it lasts forever. The big bag, it's like 40 something bucks. Fucking last months.
Yeah, that's not bad. But my shit, the farmer's dog is like $200 a month.
Mm,
This is like it's like a fucking car payment. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God
yeah,
damn, everything's just so fucking expensive anyway. But
yeah,
regardless, I'm doing it. I love the fucking little bastard. That's my little
yeah,
boy, so
yeah,
got to do it. But you see the video? Yeah, wasn't he acting off like what the fuck?
yeah. He was crazy.
It was
He
pretty
was going
crazy.
nuts. Yeah. Well,
All right, so just had to get that out there. What's the topics we got going on?
I got a good topic. I've been reading this book. Um, I've been reading this book for years. I read books. It takes me years to read. But I'm gonna try to like stop
Makes
that.
sense.
Actually, pussification to pussify. Nice. Um,
It does take you a long time to read books. I've seen that.
yeah, because I like take a shit in the morning and read like 2 pages, and like if the book is 500 pages, that'll take me 250 days. You know,
It's yeah.
um, just the way it goes.
You
But
got to bookmark it and shits.
yeah, I just leave like little smear marks on the page to let me know like where I left off.
Why does this
Um,
book stink?
so it's about what's it called? It's like change. It's about changing. Oh, the biology of belief. It's called by Dr. Lipton or something like that. So in this chapter, it's talking about placebo effect. The whole book is based upon this. They got rid of all they talked about all the science. It's like really like scientific shit at the beginning of the book. It's a little bit difficult sometimes to follow.
Okay.
But I've like if you read it, then like you start understanding like how this guy's talking and you're able to like to fucking like eat it up and like understand it.
Okay.
So he's to this point where he's talking about placebo, right? And he's like, placebo works a lot of the time, right? You take the real drug or you take placebo, and placebo, like 40% of the time, placebo actually works or something stupid, like maybe even 60% like that. Um,
What is
so
that? Why is that? Is it like confidence? Is it trickery? Like what
it's
is it?
mind,
It's
it's
mind
mind
power,
trickery.
right?
So you are healing yourself, basically, right? But they don't want to admit that. And
Yeah.
they're almost to the point where science doesn't even want to fucking use placebos anymore because they're gonna eventually people are gonna be like, why am I taking the real drug when I can just take the placebo and get better?
Yeah.
Right.
It's much
So
cheaper.
so here's a study of this doctor that was treating a patient like in the early like 1900s this disease. So at first he thought the kid was filled with warts all over his body, right? So it's a curable warts are curable.
Yeah.
So he took the kid and he hypnotized him, okay, to believe that he was going to get better. And after like a few treatments or whatever, how long, like 90% of his body was wart fucking free, okay? Later, they were to find out that he didn't have warts. He had this incurable disease called ichthyosis or something like that, right? It
Okay.
was a totally different thing. So they cured him without even knowing it. So now all these people found out and they came to him with this same disease and was like, okay, cure me, you know? So he tried and he tried and he was very like positive about it and he couldn't cure anybody. So they asked him why and it was because he knew now that he was trying to cure an incurable disease, and he was just faking it.
Oh.
He tried to believe it, but he couldn't believe it anymore because in his mind he was now trying to cure a quote unquote incurable disease. But before that, he
Yeah.
thought it was just warts, and he was able to cure this kid.
Yeah, right.
And they worked together to do it. So
Once it
like
crept in his mind, it was a wrap.
right, yeah. So placebo, you think you're taking a drug that could cure you,
You fully
right? So
believe it. Yeah.
you believe it, but you're not taking a drug. You're taking a fucking pill that does nothing. It's in
Right.
your mind. Your mind healed you. So why are basically in this book where I am at now, they're asking, why are we not studying this? Why are we not studying
Yes.
placebo? Why are we not trying to figure out how these people are healing? How is it that it's a that somebody will go like this to you? Oh, that's just placebo. Okay, motherfucker, it worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, come on, man. Oh, you're taking that supplement? Oh, that's placebo, bro. That's just placebo. It's in your head.
Right. It's
You
make believe.
goddamn right it's in my fucking head.
Right. In my head, I cured this fucking motherfucker.
Right.
Like, dude, it
Crazy.
just proves that people, yo, fuck all this bullshit. People need to focus on these two things: your mind and nutrition.
Yeah.
Because your mind is going to cure your insides,
Yeah.
and nutrition is going to, cure your outsides. Right? I
Something
mean, think
like that.
about that. I
Something
think,
like that.
right? Doesn't that make
Yeah.
sense in my logic?
Sure.
You all understand me listening, right?
Yeah.
So all you got to do is just, that's why, like, think positive, man. Positivity.
Yeah.
Don't let the fucking negative bullshit in your life affect you, get you down, be miserable. Like the Giants have a draft tomorrow. They might draft a player I don't want, but you know what? I won't be mad. I'll support the fucking guy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or I'll just throw him up in the background. Um, so yeah, like that's Joe. That's all it is. My, mine's, mine didn't matter. Like this, that's just ridiculously acting by me. If you're watching
Yeah.
the YouTube videos, it's just horrible acting by yours truly. But yeah, just yeah, let's think positive, eat right, man. I'm telling you, I'm thinking the nutrition helped my body, my mind, the salt ball, everything's contributed, bro. Like
Yeah.
everything. You could heal yourself, people. I'm telling you, you could heal yourself with anything.
Yeah.
I think, I believe.
Yeah. Well, so this book is interesting because he's a doctor and he's also a quantum physicist. Okay.
Oh, he's like
So
Scott Bakula,
exactly.
quantum leap.
So quantum leap. So doctors are, most of them are in the books and they don't want to like quantum physics is sort of a newer idea, right? It's energy. It's talking about how energy and stuff like that it could is the building blocks of everything. Because before that, they would thought like it was all matter. It was
Yes,
atoms. It was fucking electrons, protons, neutrons, all that shit. It was matter. But then you find out that in between that matter is pretty much nothing. There's open space. 90% of you is like nothing. It's just open fucking space between your atoms, right? And apparently nothing touches anything.
it's
So it is crazy. And one thing that I got as well, it's like they're saying, all right, with going back to the placebo, like science wants to believe that your body's not a genius creature. Like all your organs are genius. They're so smart, right? I took a screenshot of it. I want to read exactly what it was. Let me see.
they're all smart. By the way, Quantum Leap was a show in the 1980s with Scott Bakula. He would go back in time. Um, I forgot what he called. He just like leaped to try to like cure all the bad shit that happened. Like, Joe DiMaggio dying or something. He would like go back in time to help him out, make sure he don't fucking die, all that bullshit, make everything better, change the world. And he would keep leaping. And he would have to keep leaping until he get back home. He was trying to find his way home because he was like a quantum physics type guy, and he just got zapped back in time. And it did come back on the regular TV now. Quantum Leap is now on NBC again, but it's like
Really?
yeah, but now it's some Asian guy. So of course
Oh,
they had to go like they had to get a different race of character to play Scott Bakula
of
or the
course.
new guy or whatever. I've tried to watch it. It's not the same. Not the same.
No.
Yeah, it was like the Ziggy was like I think a tranny. Like it was just so over the top that it was just like, all right, you're trying to check off every friggin' box. I'm like, this sucks. So I turned it off.
Hmm. You know what? I can't fucking find what I was looking for anyway. I think I told you before about Quantum Leap. I was never. My parents used to watch it, and they used to make me go to sleep before I got to watch it because I never really got to watch Quantum Leap, and I always wanted to.
You should go back and watch that from day one. I did. I started watching it again. It's on Amazon Prime.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, I started watching it. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested in reading the rest of this book because I think there's going to be some real profound stuff. Because like I was saying, the whole point of the book is to tell you that you can change your DNA, you could change the makeup of your body, your everything with thought and
Yes.
and using the quantum field and energy and stuff like that. Because everybody used to think that your genetics are set in fucking stone, right? You're born, you have your DNA code, your genes, and nothing can change. But now you can change them.
The
So,
more like older we get, the more like we're figuring this stuff out, right? It seems like
yeah,
that's the way it goes. I think you had something you sent me too with Game Changers, a documentary or some shit that's coming out on Netflix in like a month
oh,
or whatever.
no, it already came out. The
Oh,
beef, the plant based. We didn't talk about that.
no, we didn't talk about that at all. Yeah, you
Wow.
sent it to me. So the Game Changers, you want to explain exactly what it is?
Yeah. So Game Changers goes and it wants to prove the myth or whatever it is of basically meat eaters versus plant basters. So they go ahead and do studies of people that eat meat versus people that are plant based with plant based diets.
Yes.
So they do studies on their blood. So they'll take like elite athletes, they'll take college athletes, they'll feed them a, a meat burrito in the morning. I mean, at night, take their blood. They'll feed them the next day a plant-based burrito, take their blood. When they show their blood differences, the plasma at the top for the meat, it's just this just gross,
Yeah.
disgusting, fatty looking substance. With the plant-based, it's almost clear that you could see through it. And that fat-based plasma lurks in your body for 7 hours after eating meat through your blood and shit like that. And I guess the epithelial cells, I think it is, like constrict when that happens, as opposed to open when you're eating like plant-based stuff. And then, I mean, there's so much. You got to watch this. And people shit on plant-based diets till the fucking cows come home.
Right.
And they show you the marketing. Dude, they show you the marketing behind it of back in like the 80s and 90s, how they push meat on you. Hungry man dinners. If real men eat hungry man dinners, real men eat burgers, real men eat steaks, right? They push it down your fucking throat. So if you hear that your friend's a vegan, you fucking make fun of him, right? That's just what happens. You're a fucking pussy. Right?
That's what they did.
Dude, you know who's a fucking vegan now? Arnold Schwarzenegger's a fucking vegan. You know who's a vegan? Nate Diaz, a fucking
I heard about
world-class MMA fighter who beat Conor McGregor up. Conor McGregor was eating steaks every day. The week of his fight, he ate 2 steaks a day, and he blamed himself eating 2 steaks a day for him losing to fucking Nate Diaz.
Yeah, I mean, nutrition makes a big part of it.
He was making fun of him in the press conferences. Oh yeah, you're eating plants over there, boy. He fucking beat the shit out of him, tapped him out. Wow. Right? Dude, the strongest man on the planet is plant-based. This man is a fucking absolute animal, right?
Yep.
This is the words that comes out of his mouth. And people laugh at this, right? Things like this. Because people always say, dude, gorillas don't eat fucking meat, right? Okay. This guy says, you ever see an ox eat meat before? Like they say to him, like, how are you so fucking strong? He's like, you ever see an ox eat meat? No, you didn't. You haven't. They eat grass.
Grass, yeah.
Animals get their protein from the grass and the fucking plants they eat. That's the only reason that animals have fucking protein in them. That's the only reason we get protein from them. Our teeth are designed for vegetables. They grind. If you can move your jaw sideways like a cow, that means you're built to eat grassy substances, vegetables, fucking fruits and shit like that. We don't have razors in our fucking teeth like fucking lions do to fucking eat meat and fucking swallow it, right? We don't have that fucking ability.
Makes sense.
Oh, dude, there's so much fucking stuff. It's just, I mean, eating plants like decreases the fucking risk of having diseases fucking like 400% and stuff like that. Like meat just doesn't sit well in your body. Dude, there's this natural bodybuilder didn't need a piece of meat in his whole life. I guess his parents raised him as a vegan. He's got the sickest biceps I've ever seen in my life. He's fucking shredded.
That's the way it goes, bro.
Dude, and then there's Olympians, okay? Like this lady, she's a cyclist, right? You know those indoor cyclists that just go around that fucking circle?
Yep.
I don't know what age she was. She was like 35. She was like, yeah, it's time to call it quits. And then she was like, let me just see if I could change some stuff up. She went all plant-based. She kept getting better and better. She was like, I should probably retire now, but I'm getting better and fucking better and better. She's the oldest fucking woman. She was like 39 to become a medalist. To become an Olympian in that sport, and she fucking got gold, right? Wow. And then
that's wild.
Dude, the Titans football team, they sucked. Okay. Then one of the Titans players turned to a vegan and they all made fun of him. Then the next thing you know, his wife is cooking for 14 fucking players, dude. And they fucking got into the playoffs for the first time in fucking years after these motherfuckers all turned fucking vegan. The fucking guy that is running the show is an MMA fighter. He was a military dude or some shit too.
I gotta watch this.
You know the rope thing at the gym?
Yeah, for shoulders. Yeah.
Right. There's a thing at his gym that if you have your name up there, you'll get your name on the board for 20 plus minutes. Okay. That's the max that anybody's ever done, was like a little bit over 20 minutes. He went to the gym after like 6 weeks of doing vegan diet or some shit like that. He's going 40 minutes, an hour. People are looking at him like he's crazy. After an hour, he just stopped and he was like, I could keep going. I'm just not anymore.
That's crazy.
Right? Dude,
That's
they
crazy.
did this thing with firemen. They went to a firehouse and took their blood work. All these guys, high cholesterol, bad fucking this, bad that. After 1 week, they bought them fucking all vegetables and fruits and shit like that, lowering their cholesterol by hundreds, like 100 points, lowering their blood pressure, this, that, and the other thing from 1 fucking week.
Dude, how crazy is nutrition? How crazy you're just saying how good nutrition is.
Yeah.
We
And
eat
we
so
laugh.
much shit as Americans.
Yeah. And we laugh. We're the worst fucking country. We are the worst country. Like definitely one of the worst. But
Oh,
dude,
you know,
I got one more fucking thing. The amount of what, dude, the animals, the livestock are taking more of a toll on our fucking, on our planet than anything. Like they're responsible for more emissions into the fucking outer space than cars are and fucking and the industrial fucking plants and shit like that. It's something stupid like this. 1 pound, like a burger,
uh-huh.
is equivalent to like 22,000, or I don't want to say million, but
Farts.
it could be. No, liters of fucking water, Mike. That's how much water is needed or something stupid. A bizarre amount for you to have a fucking hamburger.
That's
To
really.
fucking to give the fucking grass water, to fucking give the cow fucking water. It's just it's bizarre. You have to see the fucking research,
Yeah,
man.
I'm definitely gonna do it. Yeah,
And then fucking all the cow, the livestock, and it's just like, and we kill these animals though.
I know,
Like
but a steak is so good.
it is good, but like, is it needed so fucking much? No, it's not fucking
No, definitely not.
necessary.
It's not necessary. I think we should just go outside and just eat grass right now. Like, I think that's the way to go. You know who had it right all this time?
No,
Fucking Popeye. He's like, I gotta eat some spinach. Like
yeah,
he was right. He was never saying I gotta eat this steak.
you're right.
My man was eating spinach, like they knew. He's like, just
Oh
eat your
yeah.
fucking spinach and you get diesel.
I'm looking up right now. Can humans eat grass? Because people say humans cannot digest grass as they lack the
We can.
microbes that synthesize enzymes.
Dude, if we start eating grass, yeah, I'll cancel my landscapers. I'll just go out there and eat everything.
Why can't we eat grass? I don't understand.
They're just saying that to scare you because they knew if we started eating grass, we would turn into superhumans. Me
Right.
and you be hitting bombs like for nothing with
Yeah.
one handed swings. We'll be hitting fucking bombs. Could be so fucking. We'll be like Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire.
Right. I just don't understand this. Like they're saying grass
Imagine
is what?
we
Yeah.
just start eating up like the entire neighborhood's grass, and then people start yelling at us like, "Get the fuck off my lawn! Stop eating my grass,
And then fucking we're
you
outside.
animal!"
We're I'm in the outfield in the fucking eating the fucking grass between innings, and you're meeting me out there like, yeah, I'm gonna eat the grass with you.
Get me out of this dirt infield. I need fucking grass.
Yep.
We have like bags of grass, like they're fucking Doritos.
Right.
Sell bags. We should sell that bags of grass. I'm sure there's online. Some asshole probably fucking thought of this.
Yep.
Get your fucking grass. Yeah, straight from my fucking lawnmower.
I'm just confused because, all right, what most people don't realize is that the animals they are eating are really just middlemen, since the majority of these animals get their protein from plants, right? So a cow's eating grass all fucking day, right? All day. What else does a cow eat? Hay? I don't fucking know. But now,
I don't know.
when I typed in can a human eat grass, they say yes, you can eat it, but it's only made of like it's mostly made of water and wait, all right, so it's a non-toxic, but it holds little to no fucking nutritional value. But how does that make any sense if all of these animals live off of it?
Dude, I don't know. Everything comes. Look at all the good food. It comes from the earth. It grows from the earth,
Yeah,
from the dirt, from the soil.
yeah,
Like everything. Yeah, it's crazy, man. We could eat through the dirt,
yeah,
plant some fucking seeds, and that shit's like, shit is like really like magic. It's fucking
right.
magic.
Yeah.
Like you put something in the ground and then just wait for the shit to grow. You're like, how is that real? How is that real? That this shit like it's mind boggling if you think about it. Like I could go throw down fucking some tomatoes and fucking pop up, and they're so goddamn good because they're from the ground. They're so
Right.
fucking juicy and like, man, I gotta get a garden going, man.
Yeah.
I gotta do that. I gotta, maybe listen. If somebody wants to go get me all the fucking seeds and all the shit I need, just get it, buy it, and then I'll pay the money, and I'll just dig some dirt. I'll flip the soil over. I'll like just throw them all in. Let's see what pops up.
Right.
Maybe I can have like some kind of like cucumber tomato hybrid. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because I would mix up the seeds and it would just grow like, with pumpkin. So I would have a pumpkin with cucumbers and tomatoes. It'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they're lying to us, aren't they?
Mhm.
Ready? This doesn't make any sense. Okay. Gorillas are able to survive on vegetation such as leaves, stems, roots, vines, herbs, trees, and grasses. Okay. But such vegetation has relatively low nutritional quality. Okay.
Oh shit.
All right. So, all right. Nutrition. Okay. So you're telling me that it was born. Yes, they're probably born strong, right? Like you see little gorilla boy, right? They have probably muscles when they come out. But you're telling me that
Little
with
gorilla boy.
with no nutritional quality, they're able to turn themselves into fucking superhuman
Right.
fucking beings. That's
That
what you're
could
trying to tell me.
that could toss you over a fucking highway if they really
Right.
wanted to.
So where the fuck are they getting their strength from? They're just
Exactly.
naturally strong.
Yeah, they just come out the womb like that.
Right.
Like
But
fucking her.
nothing they eat like helps that to they don't lose muscle. They don't lose muscle.
Dude, they're eating and doing chin-ups all day.
Yeah.
Grabbing on the trees, pulling themselves. They're doing pull-ups all fucking day.
Oh yeah.
Of course they're gonna fucking be jacked. If I was going around fucking the neighborhoods swinging on trees, I'd be fucking diesel too.
Yep.
But we get lied to so much.
Yeah.
We just we believe in a lot of garbage, a lot of bullshit. So much garbage out there.
Yeah.
A lot of
More
garbage.
shit. I mean, they're talking about right now about how let's see. This is just fucking horseshit. This is so stupid, this fucking answer. They're saying, well, I mean, I don't fucking know, man. I'm just gonna start eating grass and just prove it right.
Hell yeah. So what do you
So
guys
all
got?
right.
What do you got?
So,
You got yeah.
so we don't have to eat grass, then just eat broccoli all fucking day or something that we can fucking digest. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Somebody's had to have eaten
That's
grass.
vegetables, dude. That's why I like the thing I told you about, cachava.
Yeah.
It's a plant-based shake. Dude,
Yeah.
I mix that with some blueberries, water, ice, scoop of peanut butter. Dude, it's fantastic. You get the vanilla, the chocolate,
Yeah.
plant-based shake. I'm telling you, it's definitely a game changer for me. Like I have it like probably like 3 or 4 times a week,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, my body has responded. And I keep telling people, I told Malarsic because shout out to Malarsic, we went to the Yankee game on Friday night.
Oh, nice.
Him, yeah.
Wait. Did you just go to a regular game?
Well, so this is what happened. Like he's been bugging us, we got to go to the Yankee game. You see the group text, always trying to get a Yankee game. So finally, I only get 2 tickets offered to me for my job.
Okay.
Dope seats. So they're 4 rows back from the third baseline.
Wow.
So I'm like, that's dope. So like, and then the guy offered me 4 tickets, but the catch is I would have to take one of my accounts.
Yay.
So, but I could probably get. Well, I'm going to ask him. He's like, because he's going to probably get me 4 tickets to a game.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely like ask, like, crazy you if you want to go, but you're living up another fucking town. I don't know where the fuck you're coming from. But then, like, I'm sure Plywood, maybe he would go. You know what I mean? The Marshmallows, the Jewels, or the Balarsics again.
Yeah.
So, we definitely got to catch a game regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like pretty dope. We hung in the Pepsi Lounge, did that, grabbed some beers. The first time I drank since Super Bowl, by the way, and I
Wow.
was smashed because the beers they give you is 25-ounce cans.
Wow.
It felt like I was online all night, So it was one of those things we ate. Yeah, we had a good time. But I was telling Malaris, like, I'm like, I told him about, I haven't been drinking. I've been on this diet. I gave him the stuff I had. Kachava was one of them. The sea moss that I talked about all the time. Dr. Sebi's iron, which I love, and the Rise coffee. So all four of those definitely impacted my life in a better way. Like I've lost fat. I've lost body fat. I can see it. Like I'm watching the show
I
from
know.
what we did years ago, and I'm like, look at that fat giant head I had. I look like, I was like, Jesus Christ. And now I'm like, I could tell it, but my body's like responding. I feel better. Like my
Yeah.
foot healed. I
Right.
had like a little back issues, stomach issues that healed on its
Right.
own. Just go through the diet. So I definitely recognized it. And yeah, listen, am I gonna have like a steak once in a while? Am I gonna have a couple beers? Yeah, but it's not gonna be like like a thing like I have to have like 3 times a week. It's not gonna be that way.
Yeah.
That's it's over. Like I've changed and I
Yeah.
like it because I like the way I feel.
I know.
If I felt like horrible,
Yeah.
but I tell you what, you go to eat. Like I had a burger like a few weeks back. I'm like, all right, let me have this burger. I was craving a burger. I
Yeah.
had it, Nick. I felt like shit.
I know.
I didn't feel good.
I know.
I mean, did it taste good? Yeah, it tasted good. But the second I finished it, I was just like, my stomach kind of hurts. I
Yeah.
felt bad,
Yeah.
So it's definitely a thing. I think everybody, especially as you get older, you want to be able to like still look young, still have to be able to, run around and do
Right.
things. And, I
Yeah.
think it's very, very important. I'm trying to get more people that actually listen to podcasts to do it because I'm telling you, your attitude change, your perspective, your happiness, all that shit is just it's all impacted. Not like I
Sure.
was a miserable person. I was just, but I'm just more incredibly happy and go lucky type guy. It's insane. I walk around like I'm fucking floating.
Right. You realize, you're right. When you get a little older, you realize that it is very important. Your health is very important, and you want to feel good. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to feel bad anymore. You don't want to feel hungover. You don't want to fucking feel like shit. You
Mhm.
want to be loose as a goose. You want to be able to go outside, run around, fucking do what you got to do. And that's all it comes down to. It's difficult to get through that sometimes, like because and it's still like if you go out in the weekend and you like binge or some shit like that, it's very easy to get back into it because all those addictive substances are in that in fucking alcohol. They create the fucking sugar that starts screaming like, oh, let me eat this cupcake now. Let me have some fucking ice cream. Even with burgers and shit like that. Those shits are loaded up with fucking garbage with the steroids and the fucking antibiotics, and it turns your stomach into something different.
Yeah.
And I had a burger the other day too, and I haven't had like desire for ice cream lately, but I had a burger and I was like, man, I want to finish this off with some ice cream. I didn't because I was like, I just got to fucking power through it because then it's a slippery slope. Then you have
It
the ice
is.
cream. Then you know what I mean, and then you're fucked. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Then
you got to start all over again. Then you get like, oh, now I got to start over again.
yeah.
You know?
Then late nights you're in aisle 3 of the supermarket and all that shit is just fucking chips and dip
Right.
and cookies and soda. And you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
it.
remember, human beings slip up. So if you are doing it and you fuck up, you have a weekend that you go a little nuts. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, don't be. Just go
Start
right
over.
back in it. Jump right back on board
Yep.
and go through it.
Yep. Well,
I think that might be it, right? I think
I guess
that's a
so.
wrap. We all have
Yeah.
the fucking topics. Listen, just like, subscribe, tell your friends about the podcast. We're trying to make it happen because the psychic did say a light bulb went on over my head talking about this business idea, this podcast, and
That's right.
possibly she said it looks bigger in the future.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's growing by the second. So please tell your friends. And if you like the show, come be a guest one day. Hit us
Yeah.
up. Hit
Yeah.
us up in the DMs.
Yeah. We
Right?
haven't had a guest in a while.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have one pretty soon.
Yeah.
So like I said, always keep that ass tight, bro. Gotta do it.
Always. Always. And you know what? Whatever you do out there, do it with love. That's my new
Love.
motto.
Do it with
Okay.
love. That's a nice one.
Yep. Because we love you guys.
I do love you guys.
Yeah. So with that being
Love
said,
life.
always do it
Gotta win it.
Best believe you always got the motherfucking
Crush that shit, bitch. We out.
Sometimes the darkness shades the light. Sometimes the day feels like the night. I don't know what's wrong with me. Never mind about what I've seen. I'll sit alone in this disguise, but I'll try. So I hang my head, I drown my thoughts, smoke my stuff, and I sing my song. I don't know much what it used to be. I love myself, but I don't love me, no. Still remains, is this our fault? Even if could it bring back what we lost? Will the answer stop the pain, or will they just remain the same? The question now is, will we make a change? Will we try? Yeah. So I hang my head, I drown my thoughts, smoke my stuff, and I sing my song. I don't know much what it used to be. I love myself, but I don't love me. Will anything be what it used to be? I still know there's good inside me. My head, I drown my thoughts. Everything we used to know is gone. Yeah. Inside myself today, I'd throw it all away for just a little bit of yesterday. And I looked inside